When a door closes, a window opens. Or something like that.
Hi, I'm Ash. Welcome to my channel if you haven't been here before. I love to play games and I love to review my favourites. I just finished my playthrough of Life is Strange Reunion and I just want to get into my thoughts about it, the good and the bad, what worked, what didn't, in my opinion. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. So Life is Strange Reunion happened really quickly. It was teased on the 15th of January on the Life is Strange X account that there would be a live stream on the 20th of January with a game reveal. And then on the 20th of January, it was announced that Life is Strange Reunion would be out on March 26th and that Chloe would be back. So yeah, it all happened very fast. I don't want to speak for other people, but it made me wonder if this game was being made alongside Double Exposure or if this was damage control. Because Double Exposure did not end well. I was one of the very few that liked the game, bar the last episode and the ending. I was not happy with the ending at all, and it left more questions, plot holes and characters that just kind of weren't explained very well. So I was optimistic and I was excited, but I was a bit nervous, I would say. But I did have a good experience with it. So the return of Chloe Price was something that Life is Strange fans have wanted for a long time. It's honestly something I never thought would happen. I thought was impossible, especially for those and myself who chose to save Arcadia Bay and sacrifice Chloe. It didn't seem possible and that seemed like the end to me, and I was content with that. For those that picked to sacrifice Arcadia Bay had the comics to fall back on, which I've spoken about before in a short. Those kind of lead on from that choice to save Chloe, and it shows Max and Chloe on their trip around America, which are so worth the read. I would honestly really recommend them. I have before, but just backing that up. And you could check out my short for more information on those if you're interested, but they are so worth the read. But with Reunion, we were treated to Chloe's return, and honestly, even as someone who sacrificed her, I was so excited to see her. We also, in my opinion, saw an evolution in Chloe's character. She seems to be a more mature person, more leveled while still being Chloe and still having her little quirks.
You shove one townie and suddenly you're a danger to the school.
She's still sarcastic, but she's definitely more considerate, I would say, less selfish. I find it hard to hold those behaviours against Chloe because in Life is Strange and Before the Storm she was just a teen who was going through a really hard time with the loss of her dad and having her family dynamic change with David and everything. I couldn't really blame her for acting out. That's kind of what teens do. But I was so glad to see that she's evolved and grown out of it while still being her. It was so good to see. But her relationship with her mum is healed. She's, like I said, more considerate in her responses, but she just has the same charisma as before, and I love Chloe so much. I love this version of her. I think maybe more than original Chloe, because sometimes you just thought, Chloe, you're kind of being an ass. But I feel like she's just amazing. Her character model is beautiful. She is stunning. I love the change of hair colour. I didn't choose the original Chloe or Max outfits. I just wanted to play them as they were in Reunion as their older selves, and she just looks amazing. I love her style. I think I read somewhere that people were complaining about how she looked and I don't understand because that's Chloe. It's Chloe. It looks like her and it looks how she should look as she grew up. So something I don't understand, but she is beautiful.
No!
So Chloe was not the only thing to make a return. Max is reunited with her full rewind power. It was so good to have that back. We had a glimpse of it in Double Exposure, but it wasn't its full extent. It was just switching realities. But it's back in full force in Reunion. She could jump through photos. It's very cool. It's something I loved having back just for this game. And even better, I loved that Moses was in on it. And that she had someone there to kind of help her try and understand her powers, how they work. Because it's a huge responsibility having that. And to know that she had someone beyond Chloe in this life was really important, and I loved that she had that in Moses. The storm amnesia, like, I didn't really understand that, like, making everyone forget. I just didn't see the point in it. Like, why have it in Double Exposure that everyone knows about it and then just make them forget? Is that, I don't know if that's just down to laziness or I don't know. If I've missed something, which I probably have, I just thought it was a bit dumb. I didn't like that part of it. But yeah, I love that this Max and Moses experimenting with their power and doing tests. I love how that kind of brought them closer together. I like the ending. I love that in the end of it all, you got Chloe back no matter what. There is a negative to this, which I will get to, but it did feel great that Chloe got to survive this time and that choice wasn't on Max anymore. I also like the ending big choice and its different branches. I think I got a good ending. I don't think I got the best ending, but I think I got a decent one. I chose for Chloe to burn the photo. I agreed with Moses that burden should have been taken away from Max. It's a huge responsibility. We also know that Max kind of has a hero complex and she feels she needs to go back and keep trying and save everyone. It won't sit well with her that anyone would be left over. Being able to take that away from her. The problem is the burden is now on Chloe to keep that secret, but it does look like they have a happy life in the photos you get at the end. I have replayed since then and I managed to save everyone. I think I only had Jeanette in my playthrough that I didn't save, but the second time round I saved everyone and I chose to show Max the photo. And in the end it does bother her, but she ends up tearing up the photo herself, which is good that that's the choice that she makes, because everyone was saved in that fire anyway. She could have went back and tried to stop the fire altogether, but everyone was saved. But in the end, all I really want is for Max to be happy. She's a character that I'm very, very attached to. She's just such a kind-hearted person, and unlike Safi, she's using her power to benefit other people and not herself. I just feel like having that responsibility put on her at such a young age in Life is Strange, it just feels good to take that away from her. She just deserved to be happy. And this ending kind of made up for the ending of Double Exposure for me. Only just a smidge.
Max, you're kind of staring a lot.
Sorry, I think I might be in shock.
I've said this before in a short, but I do feel like that the most impactful way of playing this game is if you choose to sacrifice Chloe in the first Life is Strange. This is because I feel it means way more to Max and us as players to see a person that we were in love with come back after believing they were dead. Imagine you lost a loved one. How much would we give to see them again? and we know it's not possible, but imagine that happened. The want is so much more because we can't. There's no way, and it makes us want that a million times more. So for Max to have Chloe show up out of the blue after believing she was dead because of a choice that Max made, just something that feels impossible, for sure will have a bigger impact on Max than if Chloe just showed up after a breakup. That's not to say that breakups are not a loss, because they are. Of course, Max can miss Chloe after a breakup. It's not to say that option is not impactful, but I feel like, honestly, the best way to play, to me, is if you choose to sacrifice Chloe and then get her back. It melted my heart just to see her there and just to see Max's reaction. Perfect. I loved it. It was so emotional. As always with Life is Strange games, they knock it out of the park with their settings. Being back at Caledon is so beautiful. The music, Daughter, is featured throughout as they are a Life is Strange staple. And we have Holly Humberstone as well. Her song is the music to the menu screen. No one does a menu screen like Life is Strange. I could just sit with her menu screen in the background all day. They just calm me for some reason. I love them so much. I'd love to spend time in this turtle. There's nowhere like that where I live, and it's just my perfect kind of bar. I would love to go there. Anywhere like that is out in Edinburgh, and I have to get the train through there. I'm like, it's a bit too far for me. I'd love to have somewhere like the turtle to go, but visually, this game is beautiful.
Chloe? Let's go, Max!
All throughout Reunion, there were so many parallels to the original game that I just loved. This game felt very much like a love letter to the original Life is Strange, and they were just really cool. For example, Chloe talking down Safi in the overlight was very reminiscent of Max talking down Kate Marsh from the roof. The same with Max having to rewind constantly to get down from the roof to save Chloe. That again reminds me of Kate Marsh, of when Max is stopping time to get up to the roof in time to save Kate. I'm not sure if those are intentional, I don't know. Maybe not, but I loved those. Chloe showing up in her truck to save Max from Nathan in Life is Strange 1 and from the Abraxas house in Reunion. I just loved seeing that. And the musical nods in that moment. To hear Spanish Sahara again, which was the song If You Sacrifice Chloe, or Piano Fire if you chose to save her. When they see each other again, just having those musical callbacks, just amazing. I honestly got such a rush when I heard Spanish Sahara again in my playthrough. It's this song.
Lots to discuss.
I love that song so much. And to hear it again in that moment, it was just perfection. And of course, we can't forget Max's sick moves. They made a comeback showing that Max will always be 100% Max, and we love it. Diamond, where are you, Diamond? The absence of Diamond really bothered me after Double Exposure and that big reveal at the end. Yeah, given a huge teaser that she had powers and then just having a phone call from her.
I'm almost ready to talk about it. And when I am, you'll be my first call. I promise.
And an email, which by the way are optional and do require some exploration to find them. I missed both in my playthrough, so a lot of the game didn't make sense to me why Diamond wasn't there. See, if I'd read those, it would have made it a lot more sense, which is 100% down to me. But even so, I feel like after that teaser, she needed to be there. But saying that, there are rumours and people think that she will be our next Life is Strange protagonist, which I would be down for. That would be pretty cool. I mean, Diamond wasn't really a favourite character, but I'm open to her becoming one. But even with that, I would have loved a better appearance from her in this game. As I said before, there's an email from Diamond to Max about Safi, about her shape-shifting into Ivy and staying that way, and how Safi's kind of just went off the deep end a little bit, I would say. There's also rumours that Diamond was cut from this game. According to a Reddit thread, there's data mines suggesting that she was supposed to be the second protagonist in the game. So does that mean that the devs saw the bad reaction to the ending and switched up to bring Chloe back? I don't know how I feel about that. I love that Chloe was back, but I also kind of hate fan service, and I hope this wasn't just done just to please the prize fielders. I love Max and Chloe together, and I was very much making them romance each other in these games. But I did, even though it sucked, I wanted to see where that storyline was going. I just think they very hastily just tried to fix that and make people forget about it, and I don't know, I have to see the future of the Life is Strange games, if Diamond will be in another game. Yeah, I want to see them fix what they broke in this game, and I don't think they have, really. And it does seem like they've made a very quick switch up in the second protagonist, so I don't know. And also, the whole time I was convinced that Diamond was the one that started the fire. I thought that I was picking up clues everywhere that Diamond was the fire starter, and that starting fires was her power.
They think it was me?
I think maybe that's too obvious, maybe, but I was convinced of that.
The clownery!
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed that wasn't that, but I think maybe I just wanted to be right. I don't know. I do hope they bring her back, because I need that tab in my head to be closed. I need it gone, because it is gonna haunt me a little bit that she wasn't there. So I need to know, please, what are her powers? Safi is exhausting. I do kind of want to explore Safi a little more in a different video maybe, but she is honestly one of my least favourite characters in the whole franchise. She's up there with Jefferson for sure. Even though he's 10 times worse, I'm just not a fan of Safi, which is a shame, and it is 100% down to the writers and the devs of this game. I just think because of the discourse of double exposure, I think they didn't know what to do with her. I think they were a bit stuck. I'm not entirely sure of her purpose in Reunion. I don't understand what she's up to with Owens. And maybe I missed something, but I don't know what her objective is in this game. Again, if I'm being a dumbass, please help and tell me. But it is such a shame what they did with her, because at the start of Double Exposure, I loved her. I thought she was one of the coolest people ever, and that went downhill very quickly. And I feel like in this game, she's just hanging around like a bad smell, and they've made her so gimmicky. I don't know how to explain it, but with her like evil gestures, her body language, and I'm surprised they didn't give her a mustache to twirl, because they tried to make her like, it was like they were trying to make her stereotypical villain, and I didn't understand. And they did try and give her a bit of redemption at the end and show that she is a good person, but I feel like that could have been way sooner. I wish they could have wrapped up her story in Double Exposure and had that redemption earlier on, like instead of having her go off to make her Avengers crew, have her stay, like have her, as soon as Max and Safi show back up where Yasmin is, have Safi immediately show some remorse for shooting her and patch things up then. They didn't need to have the whole, will you support Safi when she comes back, because then reunion, that choice means nothing. It changes dialogue, that's it. It wasn't a massive choice, which is one of my huge issues with Double Exposure. There's no high stakes choices in that. I don't want to go on a rant. Even just have her go away and find herself and come back as a better person. Just have nothing to do with Owens and reunion and have everything involved with her involved in trying to sort out the whole paradox thing. Just have her in that. Instead, she's just being an idiot. What are you doing? I don't understand why she's there in reunion. What are you doing? This part is voice only because I forgot to record it when I was initially filming, so I do apologise. So this was one of my positives, but it's also a negative for me too. The fact that Chloe survives at the end of this, I feel like kind of diminishes the save Bay choice. If she ends up coming back, then what was it all for? If I were to play from the start, the end choice won't give me the same pause as it once did, because now I know I can end up having it both ways in the end. So it won't give me the same choice anxiety, which, if I'm honest, is why I love the game. I love that it felt like life or death to me, and now I guess it won't. Maybe it wouldn't anymore anyway because of how many times I've played it now, but still, I love the high stakes choice.
So, Professor, have you solved me yet?
If I had to say if this game was a success or a failure, I would say success. I loved having Chloe back. Seeing her and Max together was just amazing. I just wish we had a better stepping stone to get here than we did in Double Exposure. And this is coming from someone who about 80% liked Double Exposure. I liked the majority of it. We made it regardless, and I know this is the end of Chloe and Max's story, but I really hope that we see more Life is Strange games with a new protagonist. I'd love to see Diamond back and what her powers are, or even someone else. I'd love to see Alex Chen again, but I don't think that'll happen. But then you never know. I thought that about Chloe, and here we are. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, what your thoughts were. If you have time, my full playthrough is available on my channel. Also, I love any suggestions of anything you'd love to see from my channel. I welcome any feedback, as if I'm honest, I'm at a bit of a crossroads of where to go with my channel right now. I still love playing games, but I love doing stuff like this, so any feedback is appreciated. Yeah, it'll always mean a lot to me. Thank you for watching. If you did, let me know if you enjoyed the game or not. Let me know your ending choice. Let me know your previous choices. Just talk to me. Yeah, thank you so much. Take care. Bye.